So cool.
It's funny because I mostly follow crafters on Tumblr, but I still get a lot of gaming content that way.
Interesting.
So there's a decent amount of overlap is what I'm catching.
Yeah. That makes sense. Cool. Shall we
jump right in? Sure.
Awesome. Pew 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 pew. Hey everybody, welcome to Classic Traveler Gradient Descent on the actual PlayStation. My name is Judd. I'll be referee, he, him, and we are on the actual PlayStation. All money from subscriptions. Every week I do this. Go to the, I think it goes to the National Abortion Funds now. Yes. And so please subscribe. And if you've got an Amazon Prime subscription, you can drop your free Amazon Prime subscription over to us. And that'd be cool. That's a good use of that, I think. There you go. Boom. I am here with Misha and Jeremiah, who were both at Big Bad Con this past weekend. Or yes,
last weekend.
Last weekend. The weekend before this one. How was it?
Good.
Excellent.
Nice. A game you played that stood out? Anything?
I think for me it was Double Promicide, which is a murder mystery set at prom.
Also
a cool name.
Right? That name is nice.
I think getting to play the zone in the dark with glow sticks was a big highlight for me.
Oh, nice. What is the zone?
Man, it's hard to describe. It's if you've seen the movie Annihilation with Natalie Portman, it's those kind of horror vibes. So it's a horror game about, body horror is a big thing in it, and just the zone is a place you explore where things don't make sense, and then people just start dying off because it's a horror game. So you're probably not going to survive.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Cool. Let me see about finding my notes before we do anything else. Let's do, there's a thing called handwriting. It just finds handwriting on my, yes, and there it is. Great. Ooh, that's a nice Google photo thing. There are my notes. Great. Last game, we started kind of just like dipping our toe into the science fiction mega dungeon known as Gradient Descent, which we will be delving into more deeply tonight. It is an adventure for Mothership, but we're playing with Classic Traveler because that's what we were playing, and we needed I needed something that was that I could use as kind of a stand-in for like a mega dungeon-ish thing for science fiction, but for a capital ship, and I ran across Gradient Descent, and it's perfect, and it's creepy, and I really like it. So here we go. Last game, they found the science corvette Njoku that was circling the ship, the ancient capital class ship that it does not yet have a name, and they found a couple of weird things. They found a body floating outside the ship that had clearly triggered an EMP, kind of handmade EMP trap device that was jury-rigged to the door of the ship and was dead. No one could really, there was no real clear reason why that person was dead. And then it seemed like that EMP had also done a number on a lot of the computers. We hadn't really given a solid shot towards trying to grab the data back, and then cut into one of into the main into the ship's main computer console. Into the plastic of it were the words, "I had a dream I was a butterfly." And that was it. And we kind of were going from there. We're in orbit around the ancient capital ship. I think Jay can't make it tonight. So we'll say that his character, has to hang back because of reasons, and then we'll get him back. We could say he's having some kind of jump
Sickness.
jump sickness, and we don't want it to get compounded. There was another weird thing that happened last game. Is we did the jump, and Misha's character Adama Mazi stayed awake and saw a vision of herself and said, "Hey, you're really a person. You're not an android. Don't let anyone."
That's totally not creepy at all.
Super reassuring.
Yeah,
Totally reassuring.
Hey, by the way, you're not an android.
Yes, you're a
Have
real
I
person.
been wondering? Oh no.
This is right.
It's not a thing I had considered before you said that.
Yup.
Oh no, maybe I'm an android.
Which would be like the ultimate classic traveler dick move, is like making your friends go through the risk of maybe dying in character creation and then being like, "Oh no, that was all programmed. You're actually an android." That would be like maybe even a bigger jerk move than actually killing your friend's character during character creation. But it's tomato. I don't know. We could measure that out and figure out where it is. But
it's still better than waking up and it was all a dream.
Definitely better than that.
Yeah.
Definitely better than that. So cool. The lights in Science Corvette and Joku are kind of flickering. Nothing is quite working just right. And Aiden and Adama, you're kind of at the head of this thing. They're Uchi Okbe, who was the old commandant of your families, of Adama Mazi's family's House Marines, is there, with a couple of former Marines who are along for the ride, and they're all kind of looking to you two for guidance on what to do, trying to figure out. I think the only people who are in the ship, I think there are people those people are over on your ship. The only people here are the two of you. Will say Jay's character went back, and his friend Bucci came with you, and he also has some medical background.
That's right. Yeah, because that was the other thing we determined, was that the dead body, he wasn't one of the crew of this ship.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yes.
Space rando.
Yep. Space rando. Could be someone from a neighboring sector. Could be someone from within the capital ship itself. In which case, where the hell did they come from? Yeah. Definitely. And
if I remember correctly, they were not in a standard spacesuit.
That's right. Yeah, their vac suit was very different.
Cool. Yeah. Good details. Good detail memory, folks. Yep. Awesome.
So do you think it's
weird
worth
stuff sticks out?
Yeah. Do you think it's worth like trying to get the Science Corvette kind of more operational, or should we just push on to the capital ship?
I think what Adama would be checking first is, are there any other bodies on this ship? And if so, can we tell what happened to them?
Oh, that's a good idea. Oh, and yeah, like so A,
like we know there's no life signs.
Yeah,
but
B, like signs of anything happening. Like if we open up a room and there's blaster burns on the wall.
Or a bunch of bodies stacked up in a corner,
Yeah.
Things I want to know.
Yeah, that's a good idea. At least spend a little time investigating the ship. That seems like a good call.
Cool. Nice. Yeah, you find you go through the ship top to bottom. I think a couple of weird things you find. You find a 6-pack of black spray paint that on the side in yellow marker says 4 eyes.
Is in the number 4?
FOR.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Okay.
it's worse somehow.
I think so.
And then there is a combat shotgun, and then with 2 boxes of ammunition, and on the stock is carved in, clearly with the same knife that carved in at the main computer console. Carved in are the words "Android detector."
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, and that is it.
Here's a question. How common are androids in our society?
Yeah, I mean, I think there are robots that operate, but I think they like no one has been able to make them look just like people. Like it's pretty obvious. Is at the tech level where I would say that you know of is at, and it's kind of like almost a movie thing. Like, you know, if there are like replicant level things are still like, oh, that's movie shit. Like that's not real.
That's science fiction.
That's science fiction. Yeah, totally.
Interesting.
Well, here's a question. Is it because they can't make them or because they don't make them?
I think it's a good question. I think there's definitely a feeling. So yeah, because we're at this weird place with Traveler, right, where you have this kind of cartridge tech of like what was high tech in the 80s or 70s, and that's where we are right now. So I think there is maybe, and I think we even talked about this in one of the previous episodes where we were like, hey, was this done on purpose? Was there like a Butlerian jihad, and so this was done to keep the AIs from taking over? And I have no memory of what we said, but I think there is an idea that like humanity has had higher tech levels, and we're kind of working our way back to it and trying to rediscover what we've lost in the kind of human diaspora, if that makes sense. So like, was there a time when maybe we could have done this? Maybe, but we're not back yet.
So there's like some folklore legend status kind of mixed in as well.
Totally.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But
like,
I mean, in the context of an ancient capital ship,
yes.
Who knows what they had?
Yeah, because like you don't currently have the tech level to make this thing that's floating in front of you. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
That's where I was at.
Yep.
I'll call dibs on that shotgun because I don't have a weapon, and I feel like it might be nice to have one, unless you really won't.
Yeah, go for it.
Yay!
Nice.
Okay, so no.
Yeah, but no people.
Bodies.
No people. Yep.
I guess that's good.
Yes.
That's a thing. I don't know if good is the word I would use.
Yeah.
All right.
Uchi gives you a look and says, do we want to try to figure out what entry point, what are, kind of do a surface scan and over our next, it takes about 3 hours for us to orbit this thing completely. I can get the Corvette scanners up, I think, and we can kind of scan for entryways. Do we want to, is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems like a good call. Because I'm assuming the science vessel is going to have better scanners than
we are, yeah.
So,
yeah, totally.
So getting those up and more. I have electronics, so I'd be able to help or just.
Oh, cool. Yeah, actually, he says he like, I think the scanner computer, is on a like crane that like one of those when you go get an MRI or something, and like it's on like that kind of arm.
Yeah.
That is like attached to this. Yeah. And so he moves the arm over to you and says,
"Oh, perfect.
That's all you, okay. And it's definitely someone in the audience watching this is like, is that computer an IBM PC? Like, what is that? What? Really, guys? You just put through an IBM PC on a medical crane? Is that where this production is?
They painted it, but in some places the paint you can see the little off-white under the.
Oh, totally. Yeah, they painted it.
So
yeah,
2d6 plus 1 for my electronics.
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
That's an 11.
Nice. Yeah, that's a very good roll. You find 7 entryways into this thing. One is near a kind of docking arm that is kind of out and floating in space. The others don't have anything really clearly, outside of them that you can really see. One is the docking arm. The other looks like, you and Bucci and Adama all are kind of looking at it, and looks like an escape pod bay of some kind.
Interesting.
Hold on. Doing the different things.
If I were going to pick an entry point, I'd go through the escape pod bay, because
I think that sounds interesting, because we could, if we look in there and there's like a bunch of escape pods going, that might be interesting information.
Yep.
Also, the docking arm feels way too easy and obvious.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
it feels too inviting.
Right.
I mean, if I were going to set up an ambush, you'd be at the docking arm. So
Right. Yeah. There's one room. There's one doorway that came up as a potential entryway, easily unlocked, and you're getting weird signal data from there, like as if there's intense scanning going on within that area. And hold on, another one just looks like a straight up loading dock with some shipping containers. Came up right away. Looks super obvious.
Okay.
all right.
Yeah, I think there's one that like you only found like you actually it was like a really good electronic pull for you, because you realize like how the door, like the code that the doors that go to vacuum, like you found that code, and so that's the only reason why you found this door, because it's practically invisible from the outside, and it is it's by a main there's like a doorway by a main thruster.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe something happened and it got reset to factory settings, so it's using the default.
Yep.
Hey, EMPs will do that.
I mean,
Yeah. Another one was a good poll that you got after finding that code. Looks like it's some kind of hangar. It doesn't look like it got a lot of use. And then our last one was it's another hangar. It's much smaller. It looks like it might be there to deploy like drones into space.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Designation micro hangar.
Micro hangar. Gotcha. We're not flying in there.
No doubt.
We won't fit.
Yeah, Bushi says, "I'm with the boss. I think going up an an escape pod to where they don't think where they he kind of like shrugs like if there's a they where they won't think we're coming.
Yeah, I mean there's certainly something because something happened here, so yeah, that makes sense. So is it actually like something we'd be able to dock to, or is it like we have to match velocity and we just sort of like space hop over? Like what is that?
Yeah. I think there's nothing to actually dock to. It's just like a doorway you found that you would get in. Yeah, or like actually, it's not even a doorway. It's an entryway through a tube that you could climb up.
Oh,
yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, this is such a bad idea.
Did we like with the scan? Is it because I'm picturing like each in my head, like each pod would have its own tube. So maybe it's a tube that's been used, and hopefully that there's no escape pod at the top of it. Like that would be the ideal. I don't know if that's possible to tell until we get there.
That is so.
Okay.
I think eyes kind of look to you, Adama Mazi, as you have become the de facto leader of this thing.
Heavy lies ahead and all that. Yeah, she like pulls the helmet on, makes sure everybody can hear. All right, we're only gonna have so many chances at this, otherwise we're gonna have to like wait 3 hours for us to go back around. So, on my mark, we're just gonna jump and we're gonna hope that we make it, and we're gonna climb in there and hope nobody shoots at us first. Anybody want to go first? No, Joy. Of course not. She like jumps.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know. Do you think this is like a vac suit roll? I don't. No, you know what? I don't think there's a
vac suit. That's
yeah. I don't think there's a roll. I think this is vac suit navigation. I think, and it's not quite as dicey as it's not quite as easy as that first one. Yeah, let's make some vac suit. Let's make some vac suit rolls.
That is a 9.
Nice.
Me as well, then, or just start off with.
What's that?
Me as well, or just for Adama to get started?
No, you can make that roll too. Absolutely.
6.
Okay, doke.
I love the faces, John. They're not making me feel very confident, Jen.
Nice. You I mean, I think we kind of we like Aiden ends up kind of skidding along the surface of the capital ship, and kind of out of the view from the escape pod bay, and make a shit. I need to remember what the hell that I was playing Old School Essentials like hours ago, and so I have like really zero memory of what the stats are here. Let's say make a dex roll. I mean, I don't know, man.
Well, I mean, we do have dex.
Yeah. Make a dex roll. Yeah. So you're gonna roll under your dex.
Well, now I'm not gonna roll lower.
Oh, that's gonna be tricky.
I did not roll under my dex.
Cool. Yeah, I think it happens like super fast. Aiden misses a handhold, and like he misses some vac suit, tea kettle manipulation, and then misses a handhold, and he is out of sight, and out of seems to be out of range of comms. Like it happens super fast. Yeah. Adama, what are you doing?
Frantically trying to get him back on comms.
Yeah.
But once she realizes that's not working, she radios back to the ship.
Yeah.
For somebody to keep an eye out for him and see if to send a search party after him, basically.
Okay.
And then she like turns her attention back to the ship because she's got other people in here, and there's only so many of her, i.e. one.
Yeah. Yeah, it is clean. There are I think it's you and Bucci, who's trying to fuck with the comms also and get Aiden up. There are it's the lights go on, I think, as you get in, and it's clean. And inside are 11 gleaming escape pods. They're untouched and spotless. And he looks at Bucci looks at some readouts on it and says, it looks like they've got pretty good life support.
Keep your helmet on anyway, just in case, until we're, sure there's nothing in here that's going to kill people.
Roger that.
Because they got stuck on this one planet once, and there were like spores, and it got weird.
Yep, I gotcha. Jeremiah, what is Aiden doing as he's kind of floating, like 20, 30 feet away from this, unimaginably big ship size of a small moon?
Sure. I mean, I guess my instinct would be to try to nudge myself closer to the ship, because somewhere I'll find a handhold and something I can stop myself on. So try to inch my way closer with whatever little thrusters a vac suit has.
Yeah.
But I guess slow my, if I'm kind of zooming down, then I want to put the brakes on, so I'm not just zooming past everything real fast.
Yeah. You get a beacon leading you, and like it even, I think you get like an emergency beacon that seems to be like put out by the ship for people in vac suits who are untethered. It's like some kind of emergency beacon, right? And it seems to be guiding you towards a safe doorway.
I mean, it's not a great option, but it feels like my only option, so
okay.
I'll do that for now. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you going to kind of hand over like it basically like a computer like a computer readout comes up real fast and it's like, you know, you can do this by hand or you can hand over controls to the emergency beacon and it will guide you right in.
I'll let it guide me in.
Okay. Cool.
ChatGPT has entered the cart.
And I've now let the AI into my suit. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Fine.
Should absolutely be fine. You come into a doorway, and it guides you in, and it's a room like with one doorway out that has like it's just packed with sensory and analytic devices.
Perfect.
They all seem to be on.
Oh, okay.
They all seem to be kind of humming.
No, I don't want to do that yet. I guess my first thing is I'm thinking, you know, even if this capital ship is super old and I don't know how anything works, I imagine there's going to be some clear markings and whatnot that would get me to the closest escape pod bay. So that my thought is try to navigate myself there from inside the ship and meet up with the rest of the folks.
Awesome.
You know, maybe it's like one of those hospital things, like, oh, follow the green line, and
yeah, awesome.
Or if you said that like this room is full of like all sorts of like sensor, like all sorts of like readouts and stuff, maybe there's just like a ship map I can download to whatever, you know, personal computer that stays with me or in my suite or something.
Yeah. There doesn't appear to be.
Okay.
Yeah, there does not appear to be that you can easily find.
Gotcha.
So I have a question. You just had this like really high stress, thing of kind of being lost.
Yep.
Who and you know how to use vac suits? Like you were taught in the among the merchant folks.
Yep.
Who taught you? Like, do you have a memory of like who taught you how to do that, and maybe what your first 0G walk was?
Ooh. I think it was maybe like my older sister.
Oh, nice.
Taught me. Yeah. Julia.
Yeah.
Awesome. I think my first like kind of 0G walk was just very, very basic. Like just showing me the ropes, tethered to something, so there wasn't an unfortunate accident. Kind of just a walk out under the hole and
Yep.
Short, simple, yeah.
Yep. You're going through the doorway into the next room, and when the door opens, Julia is there, and she says, "Did you remember anything?"
My instinct is to shoot it.
Oh, you've got the shotgun?
The shotgun, but like I don't know. There's a small chance that there's no way it's my sister. I feel like.
Right. Yeah. Awesome. So you fire into the next room.
Yeah.
And hit. It's that the next room are banks of screens and full spectrum analysis machines, and your shotgun kind of goes through the, digital ghost of your sister, and combat shotgun destruction is wreaked on the next room,
Oh, wow.
and I think like as she dissipates, she says, "Pull it together. I'm a high stress memory," and then it's gone, and it's like, did you like? You're left alone, being like, why did I just discharge my weapon? Like, I'm just not sure, you know?
Yeah. I as weird as that is, I'm gonna sort of oddly take the advice to heart and just try to take a moment to like, take a couple deep breaths and like calm myself down a little bit. And I think maybe that's when I collect myself and I'm like, okay, I got to find the escape pod bay. I know where everybody else is.
Yeah.
I got to try to find my way there.
Cool. Let me try to figure out where. Let me figure out where the escape pod bay is. Hold on. I'm like. I really kind of. At some when we're done with this, we need to like just talk about what it was like on your end and what it was like on my end, because I'm really fascinated by the layout of this thing. It's kind of easy to just run off of the book.
I'm curious, like you said, it's a mega dungeon. Like, how many pages mega dungeon are we talking about?
Yeah. I mean, it's a pamphlet, but it has a feeling of a lot of density.
Sure. Okay.
And that is definitely something that we'll talk about when we get there.
That's because the last mega dungeon I was in we were doing Arden Vol, which is like 1,000+ pages.
Yeah. Oh no, Arden Vol is a mega dungeon, and it definitely puts the mega in dungeon. Really and this one is a little different, but and a little less, but also still very cool. Hold on, let's get back to you, Misha, and get to the escape pod that I cannot find. Is it 53 or 51? I should have just given you all the names and been like, yeah, I'm giving you all of the numbers because why not?
Because 3 brains are better than 1 when you're trying to remember stuff.
Yes. And
husband, I did that to my husband. I was like, hey, remind me of this. He's like, I'm not going to. It's like, but if we both have it in our brains that we're supposed to, one of us might.
Yeah. I'm looking for it. Hold on. There we go. Escape pod bay. I found you. Cool. Yeah, I see where all that is. Okay. I see where you all are in relation to one another. That's cool. Got it. Somewhere far away, that those shotgun blasts are not heard. He says, oh wow, hold on.
Does the computer get pissy that there are shots being fired aboard its ship?
Oh no, yeah. That's a thing. Yeah, that is a thing that is happening. Yes.
That reminds me of like there was like a really early episode of Star Trek: The Original Series where like somebody discharged a phaser inside the ship and it set off alerts, and then it kind of never happens again in any other Star Trek show.
If I'm in a compressive tube that, if you fire shots, I want to know if somebody's shooting things.
Yeah, it's a good security measure.
It is a very good security measure.
Especially with ballistic weapons, because that could do some real damage. Can ricochet. Oops.
So the computers are going bonkers.
Yeah, somewhere the computers are going bonkers. There is a. Hold on.
Radio back. Found him.
Yeah.
Follow the sounds.
Yeah, cool. The next room, there is like one exit out of here that isn't the exit to space. And Bucci says, should we just keep going?
We're gonna figure out how much from inside here. So, does it just like open, or?
Yeah, it does. It does. Is there some kind of role you could make to understand more about how this door works?
I have engineering and I have jack of all trades.
Roll engineering.
Yep.
That's perfect, actually.
8.
Yeah. So as you open this door, you realize when it closes behind you, you're not going to be able to get back into that room without a welding torch.
I like look for a anything that I can stick in the door to keep it from closing all the way.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like Bushi missed that, and he's like, "What's going on?"
Door one way. Can't. If we ever want to get back out this way, we're going to need something other than. You can't just let it close.
Got it.
It only opens from the outside, apparently. Who knew?
Yeah, he goes into one of the.
Maybe they normally only open like when there's like an actual ship emergency. Yeah.
Yeah, he goes into a one of the pods. Like he goes into one of the escape pods, which neither of you have done yet. And he's like, they've got to have like a crowbar or something, right? And then the escape pod door closes behind him, and no, there's
okay.
it doesn't launch. It doesn't launch. But you hear him say, "What the fuck?"
Can I still see him?
You'd have to like come back in the room and let the door shut again.
Sure.
Yeah, so you come back in the room. You can, it's one way, the other side of the door.
Yeah.
You look in and you see his spacesuit. Some kind of toxic gas was released inside the escape pod, and it ate the glass and then ate everything everything down to bone.
Oh no! All right.
And you see like
I'm like looking to see if there's like a dispenser I can see, or
make another
opening the door.
Yeah. Make another engineering roll.
9.
Yeah, that's a solid roll. You're rolling killer. You see that these escape pods have been rigged to do two things. They've been rigged to brain scan anyone who goes in and then kill whoever goes in.
Probably based on the brain scan.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, shit. Okay, no problem. This is fine. I do radio back to the main ship. Anybody who is listening, if you manage to make it aboard the ship, please do not go into the life pods because they will kill you. With that being said, Bushi has left the group chat. We shall have to pour one out in his honor later. But right now, I'm going to press on. If you don't hear from me, I will try to keep in contact in reasonable intervals. If you don't hear from me, it's been nice knowing you.
Yeah. Are you gonna find something to jam into that door, or are you just gonna say fuck it? I'm not coming back here anyway. Like, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean the escape pods are no longer an option.
Yeah.
So
But
I'm not.
right before that happened, I was like, well, if anything goes wrong, we can always
Exactly. We'll accept out of the escape pods. No, this is a bad idea. So yeah, we're just gonna let them close. I mean, if I have to get back into them, I can. I'm sure I can find welding gear somewhere.
Yeah, we might be able to disable them.
Yeah, we might be able to hack the computer too. That's also a thing that might be a thing.
Yeah.
And put in our brain scans so that we don't die.
So was it just Adama and Bucci?
Yeah.
Okay, so now she's alone. Now I'm alone.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. This is.
I'm assuming because I would have been trying to reach.
Yeah.
Her on
Yeah.
comms.
Yeah.
No luck, I'm assuming.
You don't you aren't having luck for a while,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then as you go through the door into like past your sister's spectral whatever ghost fucking hallucination thing that was,
Yep.
And into this spectral analysis room, which is just banks of screens and areas for analyzing things. You destroyed some stuff, but it still looks like there's some things that might be operable there. You get like a faint like hiss as if Adama and Bucci are trying to reach you too.
Interesting. Okay.
And
Can I reach, what, I don't remember the name of the ship we came in on. The Igwe, was that the ship we came in on?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
It seems like there's interference.
Gotcha.
And you get Bushi's voice saying like,
what the?
Aiden,
no!
You coming in? You there, man?
Oh, damn it! I hate this already. I'm gonna pretend I don't know he's dead. Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to find my way to the escape pod bay. I found another entrance, and I'm trying to head that way to you and Adama.
Great. Adama managed to use her engineering genius to get me into the local comm. So our signals boosted a little bit for a while.
Can you patch her?
Yeah. I think he tries to patch her in, and you get a high. You hear her voice, but sure. But it it's as if two mics are too close together, and he's like, "Yeah, we're having some kind of static."
Gotcha. Well, I'm trying to make my way there either way. So,
all right. Are you seeing anything weird? We've seen some weird. We had some weird. I don't know what's.
I had some kind of stress hallucination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, us too. As soon as you were gone. Yep.
Was it? You know what? I don't want the details. It's a little reassuring that you also had something.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. Listen, we think. We think that you are on floor 4. We're trying to reach you. We are kind of equal with floor 2.
Okay.
But there's a lot between us. If you can find your way to some kind of a lift or something, that might be the way to go.
Yeah, I mean that's the plan. Try to find my way towards where you are.
All right. Good luck. We'll keep in touch.
Yeah, I mean, my plan is still like I'm hoping for some sort of like something physical within the ship that would guide me. You know, if I were some poor Marine private lost, right, trying to find his way to the escape pods, I'm thinking if anything's going to have clear markings on how to get there, it's the nearest escape pods, because I assume I didn't go so far off course that it would lead me to some other escape pod base. So
yeah,
I'm still hoping for something in the ship that would actually guide me there.
Yeah. So there's an airlock decompression chamber and like doorway out of this room that you're currently in. That is the analytic room.
Seems like a weird place for an airlock. Is that like the only exit from this room, or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, if that's the way I got to go, that's the way I'm going for now. Or, actually, I might, now that I'm in a different room before continuing, like, I might see if any of the consoles in here would give me some sort of layout map, anything useful like that would help me find my way around this giant ship.
Yeah. Definitely. I think you are looking around, and let's see what is.
I don't have the computers going.
Yeah, like so there in the analytic, like, so there are, like I told you, there are these computers that are for analyzing, and in one of the analyzing chambers you find a little black marble. I'd say it's about as big as this monster D20. That's
Okay.
it's like a musket ball.
Sure. Okay.
That was like the last thing being analyzed.
Oh, okay. I mean, I assume there's some results of some sort.
Yeah, it says undiscovered material, indestructible, WTF.
There's no like radiation readings or.
Yeah, I think like the radiation readings are like you see somebody, so you think somebody from the original Inganu spaceship was here, because like you can see their annotations that have been added on.
Yeah.
And it's like the radiation, like they're what they're saying is like this radiation makes zero sense. Like if this radiation is true, we need to like rethink what science currently thinks about radiation, which makes me think this is bullshit. Or we've just been wrong about radiation.
Okay. So I'm not gonna pick it up.
Right.
I'll make a mental note of that. And they found a weird material. They don't know what it is, but I guess I'm going to press on the only way that I can.
Yeah. You're in a what looks like some kind of central room, like for lack of a better word, I'm just going to call it a lobby.
Okay.
The room is covered with grime. And there is a lift door that's there. The lift isn't there, but there is a lift. And there are from the ceiling are eight transparent domes, and inside those 8 transparent domes are security androids that are in like the fetal position.
That makes me nervous. Makes me real nervous. I don't want to walk into this room. Does it look
and
like...
there is another airlock door to your right, and then there are 2 more doors in front of you.
Sure.
They're just kind of normal open and closed doors.
Without like stepping too deep in the room, because I don't want to maybe trigger androids.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look for like, placards and labels by the doors, or like a directory by the elevator. Anything like
that should be here, and it's clearly not. Like,
that's rude.
Yeah. Yes. Well, so while you're looking for that, I'm going to cut back to Misha for like a second and just get that going, and then we'll take our hour break once we cut back. Yeah, Misha, you were in what looks like was some kind of offices that have been totally actually, yeah, the next room like you opened the door and then like didn't take a good look and then kind of shut it because of all the drama. So I guess I'm not going into the next room. I'm asking you, what do you want to do? Because like as soon as you enter this, like as soon as that door closes behind you, you're going to need a welding torch or some kind of serious electronics hacking to like get back in. So
what's on the other side of the door, I guess, is the question.
Yeah. There's there's red emergency lighting that illuminates a makeshift base camp. There's the smell of burnt trash and there's smoke in the room. And then there's one person sleeping by a fire, and you recognize their vac suit as being a vac suit that should have been with the science ship in Ganu. Like it's one of those folks.
But when we did a scan of the ship, there were no life signs, right?
Of the capital ship?
Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't.
Okay.
Yeah, the scans were
making sure
up.
We were not expecting to see a person when we walked in.
I would say that the scans you did on the ship were like, hey, our scans are fucked up. Like we can't scan into this for some reason. Something's being blocked. Like you were really, when you were scanning, what you were really looking was entryways. And when you scanned the science ship, there was no life.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but you didn't get like a really good scan of this whole capital ship.
Gotcha. Hey, I'm still in the pod room.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to get the attention of the person on the other side.
Yeah, do you want to like
I'm like yelling at him. Hey, yoo-hoo.
Do you want to try to go over comms? Like, because your vac suit helmet is still on, right?
Yes. So yeah, I guess this would be over comms. I am telling the ship that I came from that I am seeing a person in this room and there's fire. And they should be able to see this because there should be a camera in here. So, I find a nut or a bolt or something and ping it at him.
You find a little piece of trash. Let's say I like the idea of it being like a nut, and you throw it at their helmets and hit them, and they get up and look around and say, holy shit, you opened that door? That's where the escape pods are. Let's get in one and get out of here.
If you try to get into an escape pod, it apparently melts your face. So let's not do that.
And on that note, we're taking your break. Awesome. We will be back in just a little bit. We take a break on the hour. We'll go till 9, and then we'll see where we're at. And I'll see y'all in about 5 minutes. Get some water, do some yoga, whatever you need to do. Psoas release. That's what I'm into lately. Mm-hmm. My psoas is pulling on my back. It is indelicate and not to be filmed. So I'm going to put up the away thing. It's not.
Now I'm mildly curious.
Yeah, it's like neti potting. It's like there's no way to do it.
Never mind. No,
well, no. I mean, it's not nostril, but there's no way to do it and look classy. Is what I'm saying. You're just not gonna. You're not gonna look classy doing it. It's not for recording. But if you ever want to know, I'll send you a video. But yeah, not me. No. All right.
Okay.
On that note, see you in 10. All right. See you in a second.